Hey man, it's your boy Mr. V, otherwise known as V Class. Welcome to my channel, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, for passing by, for stepping in, for picking in, anything you want to call it, man. Really appreciate you watching my videos. While we at it, buddy, while we at it, please, man, just hit subscribe. You'll be adding into the numbers, into the family. Just hit a like button if you like the content. Please share, right? Hit the notification bell so that you may be notified every single time I post those videos. Really appreciate you guys watching. Anyway, you know what? I haven't done this in a minute and a bit. I still mean it like it's been, that long, but it hasn't been that long. Just that it has been that long, you know. Uh, you know what I mean? Anyway, I thought let me just come in, catch up, give you guys my view of what has been happening, man. It's January. Well, at the end of it, really, I know a lot of people are now unbroke, right? Some are paying their debts that were um, taken in December, in January when you had to go back, and all of that jazz, right? Anyway, we live, man. We live, we survive. Let's hope the Almighty is on our side nonetheless. So I thought, let me just come in for a little bit. Um, so there's a couple of stories that I've seen and that were of interest to me, and I thought let me just come in and say a thing or two about what I felt, what I thought of the stories that have been making rounds. Where do we start? Anyway, okay. Firstly, I'd just like to say my heartfelt condolences to Bra. Let me just not call him Bra, but Mr. Shai. We know that he passed on. I think it was last week sometime. There are those reports that came out saying that it was suicide, he committed suicide. I haven't seen anything from the family confirming that it was suicide really, but we know that he's late now. But Patrick Shai, we really wanna appreciate everything that you've done. I'll try and put a video maybe here or here. I don't know. I'll see, but yeah, one of the two sides. It's just of some of the things that he has done because he really has been one of our icons. Really, I mean, I remember from the days of Ukushing, when he was still a player, man. I took a peek on those, and you know, guys from that generation had swag, man. Like they were just on it, right? They were doing their thing, and I loved every moment of that. We enjoyed it. I mean, these are times of Bobito Livike Serumo, Bopilo Kisimpeho, all of those stories that we couldn't wait to go watch, and some of those are some of the things that he was involved in. I remember in Soul City. I remember he had a show, so he just spoke about the role that he played on Soul City, which was an abusive husband of sorts. And he related that to him in his life, where he used to be that kind of a person. And I mean, for someone to have come out of that and survived, and he had turned a new leaf. Really, it was very impressive, if I might say, if I may say so myself, right? And we drew a lot of inspiration from that. Obviously, him passing, it was at the back end of a bit of a rift between him and Casper Nyovest. I did see on social media a lot of people wanted Casper Nyovest to say something, and I mean, he did say something. You might not have had it the way you wanted it to come across. I don't know if people want him to take blame or whatever, but for me, look, if you ask me, my view, my side, I think he was a gentleman who was troubled by whatever that was troubling him, and this was just adding into that, right? And for me, I think about the industry itself, the acting or the media industry, as it were, or the arts. Yeah, let's not say media because it becomes a bit huge, but the arts industry. I feel that something needs to be done, man. I really, really, really feel like we really need to do something about our industry, the arts industry, acting, be it on stage, be it on TV, be it movies and all that stuff. I think we really, really, really need to do something about it because a lot of people, a lot of people die broke. A lot of people die suffering. They die in silence, and everybody knows them. I mean, this gentleman was huge in back in the day. I know that my mom, may God rest her soul, she had a huge crush on this guy. I mean, she might have not said it, but I know that a lot of people liked him because he was just a likable guy. He was a good gentleman who acted very well. When he was, I think it was in Kushing. I remember the names like Dr. Mashuba Dieta, those those days. But I really, really thought that he did wonders for the industry when he came onto Generations. I think it was on Seven the Line as well. He was now when he passed, he had done something or he was doing a little bit of acting with the river or on the river, right? And for me, the arts industry really as a whole, you know, even your music and all of that stuff, I think something needs to be done. I think something really, really needs to be worked on. I don't know what, but we can't be having our people who are supposed to be legends. I mean, he was still staying in Dobsonville. I stayed in Dobsonville like 7 years ago. I moved out of Dobsonville a while ago, but maybe he loved the township, right? Maybe he just loved the town, but also maybe gigs were not coming as well as they should be, or he had a lot on his plate. Maybe he wasn't offered enough money to be able to move out of the township, But be that as it may, we really, really need to take care of our actors, actresses, people who are in the arts industry, performing arts, musicians, all of these people, because they, at the end of the day, entertain us. I go back into Bophelo Ke Semphego. That's one of the stories that I enjoyed. I love. I couldn't wait. I think it used to play on a Monday or Wednesday, somewhere there, but I couldn't wait to go watch it. I know that my dad, my mom, everybody in the house will be glued in front of our television stations or television box, to watch those things as they were unfolding, as they were playing out. And to really see this gentleman committing suicide, it says there must have been something. And I I hope, I don't know if I hope, but yeah, one prays that it was not the arts industry, because if it was, and you go and see what it has done to a lot of people, especially here in the country where you put these big names that end up with nothing, right? It really tore my heart to know that we will celebrate him, we will speak all manner of good things about him, but we couldn't appreciate him when he was still alive. The flowers that we're going to put by his grave, he will not be able to smell them, right? And it's not nice. It's really not nice. But anyway, who am I? Right? Who am I? I'm just breathing in and out after all. I'm just a guy, just living, just existing, right? But yeah, may God's protect him, keep him wherever, may his soul rest in eternal and perfect peace until we meet again, as you would say. I really, really pray that the family gathers strength at this time, because they will need all the strength they can get. But anyway, moving on. So that was my first story that I saw, and then I move on to the second one. Yeah, the bans are happening, man. In this country of yours, yes, this your South Africa, this, my God, this your South Africa, it's Southern, man. Yeah. So Waterkloof, Air Force Base. There's sections that bend down, right? And they're bending down. Obviously, a couple of weeks back, we know that Parliament in Cape Town bent down, right? So you've got that side, which is a national key point, bending. You've got this side, the national key point, bending, and we will come up with all manner of excuses. We definitely will come up with a whole lot of excuses to try and say, okay, this is whatever, and this was the Reds that ate this and that and the other. But guys, I have been breathing enough times to know that two national key points in a space of weeks. I don't know, man. I don't think I believe that it's just coincidence. Really, as for me, from where I'm sitting, from where I'm standing, dude, it cannot be a coincidence. I refuse to believe it. I don't have any evidence backing it up, but I'm saying I don't believe it. I don't believe it for anything, right? Nope, no one is gonna convince my behind to say, dude, you can believe. I don't believe it. Plain and simple, there's something here. And we'll wake up one day and we'll find that this country has moved to the other side. I'm joking, but anyway, you get what I mean. I don't believe that these are all coincidences. There's something that's brewing. Either God has been angry with us because of whatever that we've done, or someone is doing something. Coincidence? No ways, no how. Don't believe it. So, if you believe that it's coincidences, go right ahead, my brother. I'm not holding a gun to anyone's head for them to believe it or not believe it. I just don't believe it. And I watched. This one is interesting, because it's probably gonna divide people. But anyway, it's fine. I'm just breathing in and out. After all, I'm just a regular dude, just breathing in and out. So I watched an interview by McG where he was interviewing Ari Lennox. I honestly didn't know her. I didn't think that was a big deal, but hey, after the tweets, I saw that she was loved in South Africa. A lot of people enjoy her music. I listened to one or two songs. It's okay. It's good. I thought that with what people have been talking about, to say okay, because I know so the back end is that McG was interviewing this lady, Ari Lennox, who's an American singer, and one of the questions that he asked brutally was, I think at the start of the interview, if anyone was having sex with her good, right? Obviously, he puts it brutally. I can't. I'm unable to. So he then says that, and then she gets messed up, mesmerized, confused. How can you say that? And then he elaborates. No, I mean it's a line from your song, 2016, whatever. Like, oh, did I say that? Oh yeah, I guess I did say it, right? And then they move on. Right? She does say no, nobody's doing it, whatever the case. And then they move on with the interview. So for me, obviously, when I heard McG ask that question, I was like, oh, okay, this is McG. This is what he does anyway. So this is how he asks his questions. I think he's got a particular way of getting people to be disorientated, and that's one of his ways, and it works for him. But what did I think about that portion? And obviously later on, her coming out saying what she said on Twitter because of whoever that's to be clip and whatnot, right? I didn't see anything wrong with what Meji said, how he said it, and would I say it? No, I wouldn't, right? Not to a person, not that it shouldn't be said to a person, like I said, like, but what Meji was merely doing was to take a line from what she says, right? Because that's exactly what she says in that song, and she says it a couple of times. When she says it a couple of times. But what I've then come to realize is that too often our musicians would say things that they don't believe it, that they don't believe in, right? She says it clearly she didn't believe in, because when it was asked, she then gets disorientated, right? Confused, as if she never said it, or she never wrote it, and she never sang it. And for me, that was a bit confusing, whether your song was written for you or you wrote the song for yourself. And if you did, how can you not remember? Then that means you are writing something that you don't believe, right? If it was written for you and you went and you put in your voice, did you read it? Did you not realize that this is what it's saying, and what was your view of it, right? Because for me, I think it was basically how you have now formulated yourself, or how you have come to be known, right? That you can take this kind of thing, and because you sing it after all, right? I felt that it was I don't have a word, but I don't think it was okay for her to go on to tweets and say the things that she said. Obviously, she was now battling with South Africans, say, okay, I don't even want to come to your country, whatever, and all of these things, right? But from how I viewed the interview, because she had a good interview with him, and I think everybody enjoyed it. They both enjoyed it, from what I could see. And I don't think that she was supposed to have said anything sinister or sinister. I don't know, but she was. I don't think she was supposed to even entertain the tweet that made her to respond the way that she responded, and then the thread of tweets that she came up with. Because for me, it was neither here nor there, man. I mean, it was explained in that portion. It's a line from. I don't see any part of it degrading, especially when we know that you have said these things. If I've never saw in my life or in public, whatever, then you come and you use a swear word at me, then I can have something to say about it, right? But if you have, and you've kind of been known in your music to be that type of a person, and that type of word comes in and you've said it a couple of times, just take it, man. Yeah, just take it. But yeah, it did cause a bit of friction on Twitter. I know that he did his Monday episode, saying whatever that he was saying from his side, what he thinks is happening. How he explained everything, I would not completely disagree with what he's saying, because his points were very valid, unless and until someone comes with a different narrative, a different view. Because I see he trends almost every week for this, that, or the other. Is it warranted? I don't know. I don't think sometimes I think it's okay, man. But I think we have to get to a level of understanding that this is his style. If you don't want to be in his podcast, don't be. If you don't want him to interview, don't go there. But people go when they've gotten what they want, which is obviously the recognition of whatever nature. Then they want to turn on him like Utwala is swinging, and it's not nice. You can't. If you agree to do this and you went and did it, just keep it moving. You chose to do it. Nobody forced. Nobody had a gun to your head for you to do it. Just do the damn thing and leave, right? But yeah, that was Another story that I caught up to, which you know had this and that, people um, being rubbed off the wrong way, whichever way you want to look at it. But I also then caught up to a presser by the EFF, which, you know, come to realize, right? And for me, I think it's a brilliant idea, really, that Julius would come and have a presser with the EFF and then say what he's about to say and what he's saying, and then he sits back. He knows that you guys in the media, especially your reporters, they would want to pick his brain one way or the other in something, right? It might not even be related to what the presser was about, but he's gonna spend time, and it works for them. It's perfectly manufactured, right? Because here's the thing: we're fast approaching 2024. So the more you keep yourself relevant, the more you keep on feeding people this narratives, these ideas, the more people will not forget about you, right? He always makes it a point that is in front of your face almost all the time. And I wish that all these other parties who want to make a difference really can take that lesson. Have pressers, do all sorts of things, and well, I mean, I don't know if it works, but for me, I think that it works for them, for the EFF. Right? They would have something to say. They will have a presser. They know that people will always come, especially when there are certain things happening in and around. And for them, that is one heck of a campaigning machine. Because we never not know about them, right? You remember when Casper Nyovest said he can trend the whole year, the EFF can trend the whole year. You can speak about them when there's votes or when there aren't any votes, when they are campaigning or they're not campaigning. You will always know something. They always find a way of trending. And that for me, I think it's smart because you keep yourself relevant, especially in this day and age where there are technologies that seek to reach far and wide, right? But also your opinions are recorded so that if it's on record that you said this, you cannot turn away from it. Or if you turn away from it, you have to have a damn good explanation for it. And I think that he does that very, very well. Or let me not say he because it sounds like I'm saying he alone, but the EFF as a whole, they do that very, very well. They're always in people's faces and all of that stuff. And I think a lot of other political parties need to take this route. I know that Musimaman has got that space on Mondays where he's talking all the issues that he would like to discuss and address and whatnot. But I would like to see your IFPs, man. I would like to see the new kid on the block. What is it now? The Mashawa's party. Anyway, I'll remember it. I'll say it. Yeah, that party. They must continuously be in people's faces if they want to grow. If they seek for people to know what they're about, and which is something that for me, I think if you got into politics with no passion, that's what would happen. You get one seat, you get 2 seats, you'll be chilled because salary is coming in, you don't give a toss. There are parties that came in and went out the same door they came in purely because they couldn't sustain and maintain where they were, right? The minute you become a public servant in that arena, if you're a politician, you must know at the back of your head that I am serving the people. Whether you're gonna do it right or you're gonna do it wrong, at the back of your head, you must convince yourself that you are a public servant somehow, right? That's my view. I think a lot of our people, or leaders, as it were, they they fade away with power, with getting recognition of some sort. Then they disseminate with it, so to speak. So I think that a lot of us need, say us like I'm in politics, but a lot of our leaders, they really need to come through and to really show up, even when there's nothing happening, right? I mean, I saw Mashaba's party now making all the rounds. I think he had a press at some point where he was addressing the exiting of Makosi Koza, right? And for me, it's good to come and count to us who may have voted for you or whatever the case, or to the public, to say, okay, this is where we are, this is what happened, and so forth and so forth. But also do it when there's not much, when it's just a normal working day for you guys as public servants, right? Because you're serving us as the public. So always have this presence. Find ways of communicating with us effectively, constantly, continuously, so that we can know that you are always here. But if you're not gonna, then we can build up all manner of things to say about your politics, about your relevance, because if you think about a party like that party by Patricia DeLille, I think. Patricia DeLille, I think is not ATM, the other. What's her party now? I forgot her name. Like, you see, that's what I'm talking about, that we don't remember you because you're not in our faces. The minute you got the minister position, I believe, I feel that ANC swallowed that party, because they couldn't go against them, they couldn't do much, they couldn't move, right? She's got a plate full with government duties. The party would be suffering because there are no people who are known or built or groomed, so to speak, groomed so that they can still lead on the ground while she is not there, right? And really, I think our parties need to do better. I believe there's a room for them to do better. I believe that they can certainly grow and do things differently, and they can do, like, huge, man. The EFF is one such example. If they are doing it, it doesn't matter how we feel about them, right? Whether we like them or whether we don't like them, but they are constantly, continuously in our faces, right? They always find ways to be in our space, for us to know what they're about, right? If I were to say, what does IFP stand for? I don't know, but I know that the EFF would speak about land, and I know that, okay, obviously the DA, because it's bigger, they do stand for equal opportunities. The ANC, I mean, we all know. Yeah, because they're ruling, so I'm not like dismissing them or anything like that. No, I'm just saying that we know that they want a country where everybody can be, whatever. It's just that it's very difficult for me. It's difficult to see what they stand for and what is happening and try and merge them together. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But I think that the EFF does that very well, for them to constantly and continuously be in people's faces. And they've chosen a side. They've chosen this left side, and they're sticking to it. You see, like your Freedom Front Plus, they've chosen a side, and they know their constituency, they know what they're about, they know what they're doing, and they do that. It works for them. So the other guys wish they could also be in that space where they can be very decisive about what they're doing. Don't be vague, and then go after what you want, what you believe is the right way of going about it, And I believe that you will see a lot of things. Anyway, guys, I gotta bounce, man. I've been here for like, what, 30 minutes. I gotta bounce. I gotta get out of here. I really, really urge you to subscribe, to like, to share, suggest what I can talk about, but it's all current event orientated. I enjoy to speak my mind, to give my view of what I have observed. I'm South African. Need to see what is happening, and then I can comment on it, right? Wrong, I'm joking, right? But really appreciate you watching. Please don't forget to do all the right things, all the good things, so that we may be good, man. You want to be good with me, right? You want to be good with me? Subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you may be notified every time I upload the video, man. Anywho, gotta be out of here, man. Really, really appreciate it.